It's March, and if you're not bored by fantasy football yet, there's clearly something wrong with you. Still, this is your FW Fantasy Update ahead of Game Week 30. Today's episode is designed to prepare you for Blank Gameweek 31, in which just 4 fixtures will be played, and our first pick today is a man at the only top 6 side to feature in those 4 games.
Virgil van Dijk has picked up 15 points in his last 3 game weeks, and while Liverpool do have to make a difficult trip to Old Trafford this weekend, we're banking on Mourinho parking the bus and playing out a good old 0-0 draw. And with a home game against Watford next weekend, we reckon Van Dijk would be a fairly solid bet.
There was another man who arrived on Merseyside in January in a multi-million-pound deal, and although Cenk Tosun hasn't received much love from fantasy football managers since, that actually might be one reason to pick him.
Tosun has lost an incredible 0.8 million in value since arriving at Everton due to his severe and inexplicable lack of game time. However, he returned 9 points against Burnley last time out, and we back him to start both of Everton's next 2 games. At that price, there's every chance Cenk could be a bargain.
Finally today is Steve Mounie of Huddersfield, who faces 2 relegation rivals in his next 2 games, both of which are at home. He's your budget striker this week.
Steve Mounie has scored 25 points in his last 3 game weeks, and Huddersfield have a couple of decent fixtures in game weeks 30 and 31. Crystal Palace, their opponents in 31, have conceded 11 goals in their last 5 away games, so we back Mounie to be at the centre of any attacking point scoring for the Terriers.
That's your lot. Don't forget that you can stay up to date with all of our hints and tips on social media, but also never forget that there is a life outside of fantasy football. Go and live it. See you next week.